Hi. So I want to talk to you about finding ways to change your mindset, especially when things aren't necessarily going well. I'm not going to give any real details, but I've got some things that are going on in my personal life that I wish they weren't, and I'm trying to overcome them, and at some point they will be overcome and I will get on with life. I have my mother whose dementia is getting worse. Every once in a while, there's a new thing that pops up, and it just shows that there's this decline in trying to get her to do things, and she gets a little more exuberant in a bad way. You have that. And it's just, so many issues. And one of the problems I have is that I have trouble sleeping. I fall asleep because I'm exhausted, but then I wake up during the night, and I'm always checking the camera feed to see if mom is doing okay. If she's up, then I have to get up and go take her to the bathroom so I can get her back in bed. And if she's not, then I can try to go back to sleep, but I'm going to wake up again in another 30 minutes to an hour. And it's a terrible pattern, but, that's just how it has been. And sometimes when I wake up middle of the night, I can't get back to sleep because I get angry. And I get angry over situations, and I get angry over people. I get angry over things that really don't directly have anything to do with me. It's just that during the middle of the night, sometimes you really can't control your thoughts, and you get angry and you get anxious, and, that's just that. You're kind of messed up. And I decided that I needed a little bit of rejuvenation. Now, in the past, I haven't talked about this in a good long time, but in the past, what I used to do was put on the movie The Secret. I love this movie. It always makes me feel better. I could watch it over and over multiple times. And I used to when I first got it back in 2004. I don't do that as often anymore. But I put that on because it always reminds me of something that I can use to get me in a different mindset. And one of the things that it talks about is what you think about, you bring about. So if I'm thinking about things that make me angry, then that's just it. It's hard to overcome and get yourself into a better mindset when all you can do is think of anger. It's hard to stop worrying about things when you're already worried about it so much that it's the strongest thing that you can do. So the idea basically says, find a way to alter that. Give yourself a different perspective. Try to think of what it is that's making you angry, what it is that's making you anxious, whatever, and find a new way around it. Now, one of my friends said something about, try to find the happy place, in your mind, a place that you can go to that makes you feel better. And I tried that, and it didn't necessarily work as well, probably because now that mom is here, I don't get to do it as often that I used to, which is basically, I like to walk at the lake right here in town. It's 2 minutes, 3 minutes away, Onondaga Lake. But what I also used to love to do is drive up to Oswego, where I went to college, and walk along Lake Ontario. And that is just, it's so massive. It's so huge. People like to talk about the ocean. Well, you know what? Mitchell's only been in the ocean ever once. Doesn't want to go back again. Lake Ontario is pretty big. And I like to do that, but I really don't get the opportunity to do that anymore. I don't have that kind of free time as much. But what I've done is I have put something together in my mind during the day where if I get a flash of anger, it says, nope, step back. Think about when things are over, how you're going to feel. Think about other things that you want in your life instead of this angst that you're having. And that seems to be working for me. I'm a lot less stressed. I find myself when I wake up in the night, if it's a mom situation, that's a different thing. But if I wake up in the middle of the night now, and this has happened for about 5 or 6 days, I am not angry. I might have that quick flash of like, no, let's get our mindset into a different place. Let's think about how it's going to feel when it's over. Let's think about how it's going to feel when we put these other positive thoughts in our mind of things that are going to come. Because you know what? I do believe that these things are going to come. Nothing stays bad forever. I know that some people will say, well, yes, my life has always been terrible. Well, you know what? You're probably thinking that, but I'm betting that every once in a while you've had a good situation happen even during a period where you think things are bad, where maybe you've gone out to a restaurant and had a good meal, or maybe you got to play with a baby or a puppy or something. Maybe you saw something on TV that made you laugh. It's not always horrible for the overwhelming majority of us. If you've got a disease and it's incurable and you're in pain all the time, that may be a different situation. But even those folks sometimes will find moments where the pain is less, or they find something that makes them laugh, or maybe they're talking with someone and reminiscing about something. You know, it's not always horrible. And if you can find a way to overcome some of those thoughts, even if it's brief, then it makes you feel better. It really does. And I just can't tell you how much freer I feel with some of the things I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of small things, and they're all working. Everything has worked out kind of nicely. It ain't perfect. You know, I'm not necessarily perfect. Nobody's perfect. My house isn't perfect. My car isn't perfect. Life isn't perfect. But it ain't bad. You know, this is going to sound really stupid to some people, but in a weird way, I've discovered double stuffed Oreos. And I'm saying that as someone who had double stuffed Oreos maybe 3 years ago, but I never really thought much about it. Boy, I really love that frosting to cookie ratio. I'm not going to lie about it. And now they've got the mega stuff. I'm not going that far. But it's something that I did that made me smile and say, oh, wow, I really enjoy this. You know, there's nothing wrong with finding things that you can enjoy and trying to feel better and get some of those positive thoughts. You know, Zig Ziglar always said that thinking positively won't allow you to do everything you want to do, but it will allow you to do everything you want to do better than thinking negatively. Go look up Zig Ziglar. You'll love it. Old Southern guy. He passed away a few years ago, but you know what? Love Zig Ziglar. I wish I had the opportunity to meet him, but that ain't going to happen. Didn't even get to meet Michael Jackson, but I saw him twice. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about today. Y'all let me know what you think. When you're in a bad spot, what can you do to get yourself out of that? And I mean a bad mental spot. Or, you know what, even just a bad spot in general. Let me know. And let me know if you've seen The Secret, what you think of it. Let me know what you think about the Law of Attraction. Let me know what you think about Zig Ziglar if you ever go check him out. He's all over YouTube. I'm just saying, Zig Ziglar. My name is Mitch Mitchell. If you like this kind of thing, please like the video, think about subscribing, and I'll talk to y'all later.